Hey, I hope you don't mind, and I want to go back to this because people still talk about it. And 2013, that playoff series, Game 1 against LA at Staples Center, when you and Jarret Stoll collided. What's crazy is after the fact. I mean, people thought there was intent. People thought there was, it was a dirty hockey hit. But like you and Jarret actually went back, right? I mean, wasn't he in your wedding? Weren't you guys friends? I'm wondering, why that never really got discussed wide scale, and maybe you could just kind of open the door a little bit on that hit and actually how maybe it wasn't how it appeared in real life and what you guys are actually like in real life.
Jarrett's a great guy. First and foremost, he's the ultimate competitor, hell of a teammate, but overall a great friend. And you know what? At the end of that, after that hit happened, there was a little friction there, but at the end of the day, we've reached out to each other. We've talked, by phone, by texting, stuff like that now. And I consider him a great friend. Yes, he was in my wedding party, and I wouldn't change that for anything. But just to go back with the hit, it's funny. People think that if you actually know and you know the speed of the game, what I saw coming across, we had a momentum shift. We were in there, we were cycling. I see a player coming up, and I'm telling you, I might have seen. You might look like I see him for 3 or 4 seconds. I saw a split second. I saw an LA King with his head down, and I got there a little early. I don't know. I'm still on the fence, like whether it was dirty or whether it was not. But listen, it's something that I live with. I live with all these these dirty hits or whatever you call it, day in and day out. But at the end of the day, I play the game the way I know how to play it. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. In my first 6-7 years in this league, I was being paraded around in the dressing room after throwing these vicious hits and one on Mahalik that nowadays that Mahalik hit way back in the day would probably get me a year suspension. But back in that era, it was a great hit, a great momentum hit, and something that we look back on from that Oiler franchise that turned that series around. So like I said, I just got caught in the middle of things where, hey, we need to start protecting our players, and me being me, I was the last one to realize that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and just that going back to the hit on Stoll, I think what's crazy is like his head was over the puck. He was leading with his head. If you're going to make contact with him, like what were you supposed to make contact with? I mean,
it's tough,
Yeah.
Like funny thing too. If I don't attempt to throw that hit, then I got guys like Doug Wilson and who was the coach at that time?
It was Todd.
It was Todd. Like, if I come back if I don't throw that hit, then they're like, hey, like, why are you finishing your hits? This is what you brought in here for. All that other stuff, a couple goals or momentum shift, that's all great and all, but you're here to throw the body and generate some momentum for our teammates on the ice, right? So the more I'm out there being physical, I find that as the series goes on, that's going to give guys like Marlowe and Joe Thornton and guys, it's going to give them a little bit more room out there, because I think these, and I just know from experience that in a 7-game series, when you got guys like myself, Mike Brown, Jordan Tutu, finishing hits all day, it takes a toll on these defense. They think twice, right? So,
Yeah.
But after the hit, yes, like what, it depends where you are. If you're in San Jose, it was a clean hit. If you're in LA or the NHL offices, they seem it's not in a positive way.